Blessing Chosen One, welcome to the final episode of 30 Days Sovereign. I know I have been planning to record for 30 full days for the 30 days of my fast, but I had ended my fast at the end of day 26. Before I proceed, I'd love to just give a shout out and with much gratitude say thank you to people who have chosen to take in this podcast from whatever country you have tuned in from North America, South America, Europe, Asia. Uh, a great deal of you has shown your support from countries like United States, Canada, Vietnam, Brazil, Indonesia, Panama, India, Bulgaria, and I am very grateful it took chosen ones and people in the frequency of being chosen to truly step forward and to absorb the information shared here. So just a brief highlight around day 26. I guess I had gotten carried away and I started to not consume as much water because I really didn't feel like I had to consume as much anywhere. Anyway, the body had decreased the intake because after not eating for, you know, even the first 24 to 48 hours, the body starts to go through the process where it doesn't require as much to sustain it anymore. I know in society, they taught us that we have to eat, all throughout the day pretty much in order to sustain the vessel, but that is not the case because um, we weren't born that way. And it's people who decided as to food intake, caloric intake, food guide, right? In order to shove different programmings through our vessel for us to believe that you have to consume all that food in order to be sustained and to be nourished. So I recorded a whole entire video going from, day one to the preview, and then at the end, it would not save. So this is my second take. So this will be shorter. So it takes commitment in order to decide to do a 30 days fast. Great deal of commitment to even go through one day because I've seen so many people who don't know what a fast is, don't know what a water fast is, and tell themselves they wouldn't be able to sustain themselves past day one without eating. I could see people and know that people who lack resilience, who throw their hands up and run in the middle of a small situation that require you to be resilient, are often the people who feel like you're doing too much if you were to say that you're going to do a fast, right? And they're the one who are likely to discourage you and hold negative thoughts for you, thinking that the world is going to end if you decide not to eat something and decide to sustain yourself from chi energy, God's energy, universe energy, source energy, right? There's so many things that you are capable of, but it's proven to me your environment is very, very important. I remember years ago, I asked Source, how significant is a person's environment? And I have learned over the years to be cautious what I inquire about or what I wish for or what wisdom it is that I'm looking to seek, because source will take you on that path towards you getting the wisdom for that very question that you ask. So many are unaware that we are that powerful. Our vessels are divine technology. And so when you put a question out there to the universe will likely put that in your lesson plan as part of what shows up for you to learn the wisdom and gain the wisdom from that. So I used to tell myself whatever it is that I would be coaching people on and sharing with people, that I usually wanted to have first-hand knowledge. But after all the programming and lesson that I've had from, chapter one in my life, it's now on to chapter two, living, right? I've gone through the lesson. Now it's time for me to show you, to demonstrate to you that in chapter two comes a blessing. So just a final wrap up. um I decided to end my fast at the end of day 26 and to be in the refeeding stage, which is reintroducing food to the vessel. I've already witnessed cellular repair and autophagy stage that has taken process um, along the journey so far, even though I got to 26 days. If I were to do this again in the future, I'd probably go to 20, maximum 25 days. And then on the 26th, go into the refeeding stage. Um, I've seen, toxins removed from my body, that even though I was only consuming water, that I still had bowel movements, not frequent as if I was eating food, but then what came from that was interesting to see. For me, it was a commitment, me and God, me and the universe, me and creator to creator, right? Which is why the last episode that I did was God Within, because that's when I could truly tell you that not just my higher self, but the God within me emerged. And it was an interesting experience that I will have to share at another time. But for now, I'd like to wrap up season one of the podcast by just sharing with you that the fast for me has been completed at day 26. I entered the refeeding stage, and I had begun to experience some level of weakness because I got carried away with, just not eating food. So I benefited greatly from the weight loss portion of the fast, which was something that I was looking forward to. That had helped me to meet a part of my goal weight that I had set out for like 2 years back, and um, I met it to the exact number, to the exact digit before I exited my fast, and end up having to go to hospital because I end up having what, hemorrhoid, I think. It was a painful thing to experience, but it was a learning experience. And so if you were looking to do something like that, go in with full knowledge, with full understanding that it does require commitment for you to fast one day, whatever number of days you're doing it. And so that for me wraps up um, episode one, season one, um episode, I would say this is episode maybe 26 of 30 Days Sovereign. Going forward, I would love for you to join me because we'll be going through living chapter 2, or chapter 2 living. So we been empaths, black sheep, narcissist survivors, fire sign. We've been under the fire, under the ringer, and I've been put through this by the universe to show you what you too are capable of, living through all the different cycles and season that an empath, that a black sheep, that a narcissist, target and survivor, and a fire sign could ever go through. I've been through it all to show you that you too are capable of doing so much more. Greater is he who is in you than he that is in the world. And you are divine technology. You are greater than they've led you to believe. So that was what my 30-day sovereign reclamation was about. I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I demonstrated to myself and the universe that I am connected to the universe because I was born into this world a sovereign being, and I return to source as a sovereign being. I am grateful for that connection, and very grateful that the last episode I did was the God within. So that truly demonstrated to me that my purpose for doing that was met by day 25. So going forward, again, I'm looking forward for you to join me as we go through living We've gone through the chapter one season of the lesson. Now it's time for us to live from space of blessing, right? From lessons to blessing. So I look forward to seeing you on season two and going forward. Check me out on this podcast or wherever it is that you catch your podcasts in throughout the world, whether it be Spotify, Amazon, Apple. This podcast is pretty much on a great number of platforms globally. Um, on Facebook, I mean not Facebook, on YouTube, I meant to say, or check out, join me at Birthright Inheritance on YouTube, on TikTok, right, or my website Birthright Inheritance. Many of my books are published also so far, just children book on Amazon. Wherever it is Amazon is for you worldwide. um, that should be the Crown Tribe series of books, which is good for all age group. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. So God's peace I leave with you until the next episode. Then I love to say to you, thank you for your support, many blessings, and namaste.